episode 366 episodes. We in here.
Yes, sir.
We in here. Hey, the new era has begun. All right. Nick Saban has announced his retirement.
And Belichick.
Well,
he ain't retired, but like, you know.
And Pete Carroll. You know, not the retirement, but
Pete Carroll is retired.
All them left
Belichick
out.
is definitely, he's done coaching the Pats, at least. Saban's retired. He's done.
Ain't nothing but the tide, huh? And we ain't get to talk about it. Michigan, we got them up out of there. We had a great run. And I'm just happy that we're the last team to actually beat Nick Saban. Hey, seven championships. We know he's the greatest college football coach of all time.
There's a stat that said nobody in Saban's coaching era went 4 years without winning a championship.
And that's crazy.
That is insane.
It is.
Like,
it is
imagine
insane.
going to Bama at that time playing football. Like, if you went to Bama, there was no point in time during your 4 years playing football for Bama you did not win a national championship.
And then when you go through all the names that it went through, from all the Heismans, from Mark Ingram to Derrick Henry to Julio Jones, it's
even
like
freaking
the list goes on.
Trent Richardson,
you know, the land of the running backs to defense. You know, we got Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne. You know, it's so many people that has graced Alabama's their program, and shout out to them and give them credit too, because without their contributions, Alabama wouldn't be what they are.
Yeah.
And I feel like he retired at a good time because the change, and within the NIL deals, he never seen the change in competition. Because guess what? Nick Saban used to just, I can get him a low-key Ferrari. I can throw them some side money, even though I'm still mad at him for hating on Deion because the times have changed. And you snitching on Deion because the times have changed.
And it wasn't even true.
You know, it wasn't even true. But also, it's just like you've been doing the NIL deal. You just haven't been doing it. You know, it just wasn't legal to do. And nobody was going to broadcast it because guess what? Alabama bring in them dollars. So we know we're not going to penalize Nick Saban for doing anything. But I want to let it also be known that I feel like he retired in this space because now the level of competition, the transfer portal. These kids now likeness to their name, and then also in reality too, as a college player, bro, if I'm getting a certain amount of money and I'm getting M's, and you really think about it, even before you get to the NFL, you know, the NFL place, you know what I'm saying? I may not want to listen to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm already successful. And I feel like the lack of control is the reason why he's retiring too as well.
Yeah, the transfer portal and NIL, it needs to be managed. I'm not saying NIL should go anywhere because as long as colleges are making money off kids, the kids should make some money.
For sure.
But it does need to be managed a bit better because now, like, today's generation of kids, it's just like there's no fight in them. They quit and they switch whenever they feel like it. And you know, like we grew up in the era where it's like you just had to wait your turn to play. You know, or just beat the guy out. Now, guys, they just completely just move on to the next thing.
Correct.
It's like there's no fight in them. It's like, what are you gonna do when like adversity hits? Let's say you do go to the league. You can't just transfer teams. You know, like, are you gonna fight to make this roster or get on the field, or are you going? You know, then you got guys because they be in college forever.
Yep.
Like literally, like forever.
Sure.
Like at some point you have to leave. You know, so I think it needs to be managed. But shout out to Nick Saban, man. Heck of an era. I mean, man.
Heck of an era.
You know, and I think he still proved that he's still a great coach because it's like even with the NIL and the transfer portal, his team was still in the top four as usual, even with not as talented as a quarterback as he's used to having. You know, not as talented a cast as he's used to having. He still was able to get there, even though some people might have felt like they didn't deserve to be there because Florida State should have went.
Correct.
But you know. Shout out to Nick Saban, man. Seven rings, and you can't even say that it's because he went to Alabama. No, because he won a national championship with LSU first,
Yep,
and
LSU
then
first.
took that pedigree
and
to
then
Alabama.
Even before that, he was in the NFL with Bill Belichick with the Browns.
Yeah, like
so. You know, you can't go against his resume. His resume is his resume. Just the same thing as Bill Belichick. No matter what you say about Bill Belichick, these are two of the greatest coaches ever, if not the greatest coaches ever.
Yeah.
So I do want to show him his respect in that regard. But you know, I'm not gonna lie. I'm still a little salty about the Deion situation because you know you have somebody that is a part of this new era, but you have somebody that has played and one of the greatest athletes of all time. You know what I'm saying? Who's actually putting collegiate college football in a different type of dynamic now, based on what he's bringing to college
and that's
football.
your friend, like in real life.
Right,
Like, don't do that to
Come on now.
homie.
That's
Shout
why
out
I
to
didn't
Deion.
like
Deion didn't take it. Deion didn't take it that seriously. Him and Nick Saban still good, but it's just like, yo, that's your homie, man. Why don't do that to
Yeah,
your friend?
I didn't respect that. I didn't respect that because just because everything is changing, you know what I'm saying? Don't do that to me.
Yeah,
don't do that to me.
Don't do that.
Because at the end of the day, Travis Hunter was gonna make the decision for what was best for himself, regardless.
Yeah.
And why not go to, if I'm one of the most prominent corners and athletes? Why wouldn't I want to go to the one who is the actual Showtime? Come on now, that's prime time right there. So why wouldn't I want to go to his team? And I just feel like he retired because you can't control it no more. You can't control it. And talking about NIL, bro, Mikey Williams been in high school for 80 years, bro. That man
for real, no.
That man got an NIL
on,
deal. So what that goes to show to what you saying, it's like once I get that money,
it's time to grow up, man.
You feel me?
It's time to grow
it's
up,
whatever,
and move forward, yo. But it's like, I don't know. They need to get Reggie Bush's Heisman back. That's all I know.
For sure. They
need to give him his Heisman back and let him move into the Heisman house and do them commercials.
Yeah,
that's all I know.
And that's nasty. It's nasty work to think about how long these college players and the elite athletes didn't get any credit for their likeness or their name. NCAA had to go away. The game had to go away because of these instances.
Yeah, and now the game is back, but they only giving players $500 a piece. Like, really?
Yeah, come on now, that's crazy. You know how much
it's
money
the same
they bring?
reason. It's the same reason why you'll never see another Def Jam fight for New York. That game was trending recently. They should bring this back. That's never going to happen.
Ain't going to happen.
It's not going to happen. You got to pay all the rappers. Which shouldn't be a big deal, but to those companies it is.
It's greed, bro.
It's greed.
It's really greed. All you have to do is pay what these people are worth. You making $1 billion on the other hand, but you don't want to pay me a little $1,000,000 or $1,000.
Fight for New York was
that, come on now. That was it.
Fat Joe is probably a top 5 hardest boss battle I've ever faced in my entire life.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, he was unnecessarily like evil and unbeatable. Like, one belly bump and you lose like half your HP. Like him, Snoop Dogg used to kick was tough. He would whoop you with kung fu. Sean Paul, low key. David Banner was a menace. And Ice-T, they were. But Fat Joe is like top 5, one of the hardest.
Yeah, I think they ruined with the Icon joint, bro. I think
they did. Icon was horrible. Vendetta was cool. New York was great.
Vendetta was my favorite one because it was the original one.
Yeah, New York was great.
That's when
Icon, if you was on the roster of Def Jam, with the exception of like Kanye, I guess it was like a choice thing. He was on the roster of Def Jam at the time. He was in the game. But man, like that, like this, the way everybody just had their own finishers and builds and whatnot is like. Looking back on it now, some of the things that were said and done were a little suspect, but I don't think those guys had much say in like what they were doing.
And talking about music, Mos Def just had a recent interview. He states that Drake is only pop and compatible with shopping at Target. I'm tired of it, bro. We have to stop this narrative. The narrative is crazy, bro. Drake is a rap artist.
Drake is 100%
yes, he can make different music, but I don't know if y'all want another 6 p.m. in New York. I advise you.
But it's not even that. It's the way they described it. First of all, I don't think Mos is a hater. I think he just genuinely believes that because he grew up in a certain era of hip hop. I don't think it's hate. It did sound like hate when he started calling it.
That's hate, bro.
I was like, okay.
I see that as hate.
When he started continuing on with the so many products on the other side, I was like, okay, now this sounds like hate. But I'm like, because they said, I get it. It's compatible. It's likable. It's popular. I'm like, wait, why can't hip hop be these things? Wow. I think Mos he came from a school where hip hop wasn't those things. It was growing into that space. Hip hop was grimy. It wasn't like super popular, great, compatible, likable, all those things. But it eventually got there. So like in their minds, hip hop is it's like people who feel like pastors shouldn't make money. They're supposed to be like, if you're a pastor, you're supposed to be broke and struggling. And you shouldn't be getting paid to teach the word of God. Like, no, I think pastors should make money too. Same thing with hip hop. Like yes, hip hop came from the streets, and yes, it wasn't as popular as other music. But why couldn't it grow? Why can't it be likable?
And
why can't it be made? Why can't it be compatible?
And why can't you just let the old times go. At the end of the day.
why can't it be? And why can't hip hop be those things?
The difference with Drake, though, Hugh, is that he shows respect to all these icons, these legends of before.
Drake is a rap nerd.
He is a rap nerd, bro. He actually embraces and loves rap. He actually has a recent Mos Def bar. Nerd. So it's like, bro, even with Wu-Tang Forever, Tuscan Leather, it's so many different flips in which he is rapping.
Heck, what the pack he just gave us.
Right, the Scary Hours, man. I'm just tired of this narrative.
He's not like to say that he's pop because it's popular, which is not. That I hate people say that it's pop because it's popular. No, that's not pop. Yeah, I know that's not pop. Y'all know that it's not. Pop is a style of music. It's a sound.
Correct.
And y'all know that it's changed from the Michael Jackson days. That is not pop. Like when we know pop when we hear it. Doja Cat, who raps, she makes pop music.
Right.
She is a rapper though.
Exactly.
Shout out to her. She can rap. I'm not going to discredit her ability to rap.
But she's not a rap artist.
She does not make rap music.
Exactly. Drake makes
rap music and other styles of music, but he makes hip hop music.
Now.
So and then the internet does their thing where they try to discredit Mos Def. And I was like, okay. I'm not gonna sit here and act like Drake's not hip hop, but I'm not gonna sit here and let you guys act like Mos Def is.
But also too, you just have to stop throwing hate out there at the end of the day, because no matter if you like Drake or not, he is a rap artist.
He is a rap artist,
and guess what? When you go
and he views himself as a rap artist. But also,
when you go down the numbers, like nobody really has done what he has done, and I feel like that's where the hate comes. I feel like that's where the hate comes in, bro, because nobody has done what he's done. And also done it in different genres as well too. Yeah. So you just gotta give him his credit, bro. He's been successful.
Drake views himself as a rap guy.
For sure.
Like that's what he's always ever really wanted to be. I think the other stuff came because he could do it, and Wayne was kind of like, you got to do that too. Right, it makes you different. But I think if he had just left it to his own devices, I think he would have just rapped. Mm-hmm. I think the singing thing was just something he was able to do.
Correct.
And so it made him more.
And that makes him greater. It makes him more versatile.
I think he would have just rapped.
Yeah, for sure.
And now that he has fans that know they love both both those sides, and that's why he said you'll never get a full rap album from me or a full R&B album from me, because he knows he has fans that love both. Like I love R&B Drake, I love Drake, I love rap Drake, which is why I didn't really like the last album. It was too much singing for me. Like I like the balance. Mm-hmm. Drake's always been good at balance, so I think you heard that criticism, went back into the lab,
and made that
and when it's crazy with the Scary Hours with the bars. Like I don't know how you can hear that like. Freaking, what was it? Not 5 a.m. in Toronto. Like, who underestimated greatly? Most number one ever. How long could it really take me?
That's why I said
I love the most. They need me more than they hate me, so they never fire shots. I got everybody on safety. How is that dude?
You know how
is that dude not hip hop?
Bars, bro.
How is that guy not rap?
And I feel
like I could load every gun with bullets that fire backwards.
But I feel like people
probably wouldn't lose a single rapper.
Continuously overlooking that is hating though. That's hate. That's hate. You continuously overlook at it, and then with also it's hate too. When he drops these disses, everybody's you're looking at him as he's bitter, but it comes and stems from something. It stems from something, bro. It's been a lot of cases where we have a lot of these legendary acts that have said something about Drake, and now we deem that as hate. But when he rebuttals, now it's where he's bitter and we shouldn't be talking about that.
We live in a weird time where, because I saw with the Ludacris thing. With the Cat Williams thing. Because Drake is not from that school. He's not from this internet world. Neither is Ludacris. They came up on MCing. MCs have always responded to criticism with MCing.
With rapping, okay.
That's what they've always done. Today's era is more about getting on IG Live and saying something or tweeting it out. They don't understand, putting it in raps. Now, to them, they view it as lame and, you're bitter. Like, no. MCs have always addressed things with rap. Somebody was mad, like, why is Ludacris rapping to a comedian? I'm like, because he's a rapper. You know what they do? Jay-Z did the same thing to Faison Love last year. Faison Love was talking about. That's what rap. That's what those guys from that ilk. That's what they do.
Correct.
We respond with bars. But
sure.
Today's era, they're used to the internet thing, and Drake's not that type of guy. He's not. He didn't watch those type of rappers come up.
And respectfully, this is the same Drake that dropped back to back. And made it a hit song with one of the other top MCs.
Yeah.
So
I think I like how even J. Cole had to explain that to Yachty, because Yachty is from this era, and he was like, I don't know why it has to be compared. Why do you have to compare who's bars to who? And J. Cole was like, listen, trust and believe that dude is from that ilk, and he's gonna want his get back. Like he understands it's competitive, and he's from that school, and I think we just have two different generations viewing it a certain way. You know, Drake came up watching guys like Button and Pusha T and Jay-Z and Mos Def and Dipset. Like when stuff was said, whether it be a critic, a politician, or other rapper, it was addressed in bars.
For sure.
So that's what he's going to do.
Sure.
And that's what those guys from that era are always going to do. They're going to rap. And I think the internet, today's internet kids just don't see it.
It's crazy,
that way.
bro. Let's please stop this narrative moving forward.
We gotta stop.
We gotta stop this narrative.
Drake is hip hop.
He's hip hop. He's a rapper. And one thing about the old generation, we love you guys, but also you gotta stop hating on the new era.
Can't hate the new guys.
You gotta grow with the times.
You gotta grow with them. You gotta embrace them. You gotta find your way in these space. Like when most rapping with West Side Gun and them. Like again, like that's the perfect blend.
Right, correct.
You know, while that guy's older, but he's still one of the new people in hip hop in this era. You know, that's how you do it. You gotta grow with the space and find ways to collab. Find young MCs that you champion. You know, that are alike with your style and rap with them.
For
champion
sure.
those guys, but don't tear down the guys that are also doing their thing. I think that's what a lot of the older guys
and that's
have
why
a problem.
and that's why it's looked at as hate a lot of the times too, because it's coming from the top tier. Like you know what I'm saying? It's coming from the top tier of legends, and then you're talking about
Most is very well respected in
tier.
hip hop.
So
it's like so to hear that from him is like come on.
Right,
Mos.
correct. It's one of them things.
Yeah,
it's
one with the DMX thing. When DMX first said that about Drake.
Yeah,
and then DMX had to double back and realize, yo, man.
And how I look at it, if I was talking about in parallel to basketball, it's like how Kareem looks at LeBron.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
it's
saying?
like, come on, yo.
Come on now.
The game,
respect greatness for what it is.
The game moves forward, you know. It has moved forward from better, and it will move forward. Heck, one day, it seems so far-fetched with the times we're living in, but one day we'll move on from Drake. As far as like, you know, there will be somebody else that will champion, and then we'll have to defend Drake's greatness because this era of kids will be like, oh, this person's better, and
that's
you know,
that's facts.
But like to say that his music is compatible with shopping at Target is a little.
Cut it out, bro.
Which should be regardless, that should be your goal as a rapper. You should want music,
and that shows how great he is.
You should want music.
Versatile.
Yeah, you should want music that's played everywhere.
And honestly, he's one of the only. Not only, well, he's an anomaly of artists where you can play in any type of setting, whether that is hip hop, whether it's R&B,
I think it's just in us as like people who like. I'm not gonna say black folks. I'll say people within hip hop culture. Like hip hop has always been cool. Like things within hip hop, like from like the names, your nickname, the style of dress, the art. Like hip hop has always been a place things are cool. So we always looked at other genres in a sense of not as cool.
Okay.
And so and honestly, we have to, even though it's not our thing, we can still admit when something is good. Like, I don't listen to what's that joint? Feel the rain on your no one else get. But I can admit that's a great song. It's played everywhere. Like it is played everywhere. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, that it's not for me. But I'm not gonna sit there and act like it's trash music. That song is played everywhere. That song was played in every CVS. Every song, every 2000s movie I ever watched, like I think it's like the most played song from that. Like I don't know the name, but I know who that girl. I know the woman. Like that's like again, like I can admit that's great music because it's played everywhere. That song's played everywhere. So I think your goal should always be to have music that's played everywhere.
I agree.
I don't think we should.
And speaking of music being played everywhere, this is to me either top 2. Or top 1, my favorite 21 Savage album. You haven't got to listen to it yet, but American Dream album, it really sets the bar for 2024 to me, bro. I'm
praying for a better year.
From the intro, I'm only saying from the intro as far as 21 album, being introspective, it kind of gives us a view of his life prior to coming to America. You know, with the struggles his mother went through. Then the samples, he went crazy with the samples, bro. Like the second song, went stupid awesome me, and then the first 7 songs was very introspective in content. He gave us the 21 that we love, but also he blended in with R&B. He blended in with a little pop. I wouldn't say as much pop, but he blended in with rap and R&B. And then he kind of with Red Rum. I know you probably seen or heard the music video of Red Rum. How he did that when blending in with the culture over there. You know what I'm saying?
I did see that meme.
I liked how he did that, and also embraced the Sir 21 Savage. Like, you know what I'm saying? He embraced that side as well too.
It threw me off in the beginning of the way he was rolling it out. I was like, with the Childish Gambino. I was like, is this a movie? Is this a troll?
The
I was
biopic,
like,
right?
what
If
is
it was
this?
a spoof or not.
I was like, oh, okay, I see what this is. This is an album rollout.
Right.
I was like, this is actually kind of genius. But at first, I was like,
And then the Baby Picture album rollout to who's gonna be on the feature.
yeah, I was like, what is this?
Everybody killed their feature. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Doja Cat, Metro is Metro, bro. Metro went crazy.
Metro was booming on that joint.
Metro went crazy on these beats. That's what I really like the most about this project as well too is the production. The song that he had with Doja Cat went crazy. Doja Cat, no matter how we view her, she's one of those artists. She's a good artist.
She be rapping.
She be rapping, but also she had a good blend within the chorus in this. The letter to my brother, him talking introspectively about Young Thug's situation, you know, everything that's going on. He had the song with Young Thug. He also had a song with Brent Fires that is actually fire.
I'm sure there'll be some songs that I'll
Yeah,
hear.
you would definitely enjoy this album. I'm telling you, you would enjoy this album because he got the features actually blend well with the album. And one thing about an album that I feel like we love in the era we come in, it sounds like an album.
Yeah,
it doesn't sound like
it's
playlists.
cohesive.
Yes, it's a cohesive album, bro. And it's a lot of songs on there that's gonna go crazy. Towards the end, where it really gets very good with like Dark Sky. It's a song called Dark Sky that I really like. He had Mariah the Scientist on there, who was actually a real good blend to the album. Like I really enjoyed this album, bro. And it talks about what we're talking about within the new era. But I like 21's music because every album he has dropped, he has shown some growth within his music. From Savage Mode to where we was hearing Savage Mode, you know. Then secondly, when we hear Issa, you know, that was a time and a moment. Issa,
that was a time.
I Am and I Was, a lot. You know what I'm saying? To where he has now, you know,
he's definitely got better at rapping.
He's gotten better
That's
with rapping
sure.
and lyrics, and that's something you will appreciate about this album.
Speaking of Doja Cat and hating, boy, the bars. Did you see that? The bars was hating hard. You see that? So Jay-Z was on Spaces. They was talking about the movie. Mm-hmm. The movie they just put out that I don't think I plan to see unless someone tells me something different. Mm-hmm. And I think they did, the soundtrack came out and she's on there, and Jay-Z had said that she's a dope rapper, and Nicki fans were like hating. How are you gonna support Doja Cat? And now Nicki, they was hating hard. Like it was trending. I was like, dang, like why? Like, I don't understand why does it have to be one or the other? Why can't Jay-Z say Doja Cat's a good rapper? Why does it have to mean that he hates Nicki?
That's true.
I just thought that was weird. I'm not saying she co-signed that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, to see that's how people react in this day and age. Like,
and
I'm
honestly,
like, dang,
to your point, the internet has caused a lot of beefs.
Yeah,
and one beef that I wish that really didn't happen because of the internet is the Nicki Minaj and Cardi B beef. Because I do feel like they would make good music together. I understand the situation escalated somewhere else, but that to what you just said, the barbs and like certain fan bases.
Certain fan bases are super toxic.
When they go against another fan base, that the fan base is what causes friction with
Rod Wave's fan base is toxic. They were horrible to Ari Lennox.
Yeah, I didn't like that. And let's talk about that. With the Ari Lennox situation, they
were horrible to her.
She just spoke out, you know, on Instagram Live talking about her experience and talking about, you know, how the Rod Wave tour wasn't to her liking. Based off, you know,
that's horrible. You can't treat people like that. Like, you can't go out there just because you pay money and that person is not who you paid to see. You can't throw stuff at people.
And Ari Lennox too, like, she makes amazing music.
Yeah, like,
Neo soul type of. Only advice.
The same thing happened to Rico Nasty when she went on tour with Playboy Cardi.
Yeah,
his fans were horrible to her.
Yeah,
like,
correct.
that's two DMV women, by the way.
Correct.
But that's just like, yo, like, come on, man. Like,
and one thing I would say,
felt so bad.
If I was to give her any, not even saying advice or anything like that, just rebuttal is just, I would say, next time go with a certain crowd. I understand it's probably like the popularity of Rod Wave. Y'all have, you know, that same type of sound of music, but I can see her on like a neo soul type of tour.
Yeah, and she
India,
said that
Irene,
she was like, she's probably
Badu.
not gonna open for anyone ever.
Yeah,
again.
yeah, and I feel like
which I hope she'll change her mind about that.
In my opinion, bro, I feel like she's big enough now to she could tour by herself.
Well, yeah, but there's always some you can headline, but there's always somebody, a bigger artist you can go on tour with. That always helps your career.
Mm-hmm, that's true.
And she was saying there was a chance to, you know, get a different fan base and stuff like that.
That's
like,
true.
you know, but I don't know. That was just I hated to see that.
It happens.
Bottles at her.
It happens to the best of them. It happens to the best of them.
They shouldn't though. People shouldn't be throwing water bottles at her and calling her out. And that was just horrible.
That's what
to see.
disrespectful.
And you just out there trying to do your job. You trying to sing and you know, perform for folks. And you know, I don't know if Rod Wave ever like said anything like during the time. I would hope he had. Like, I would hope he had went out there, because I remember I saw Wayne Wayne canceled the whole show.
Yeah, because they didn't support one of his artists.
They would be disrespectful to his openers, or he just didn't go out there and perform. So I would hope that Rod Wave had said something, or will say something, or address the crowd at one point during the tour. Maybe it's just, I don't know. I'm not saying he hasn't. I would just hope that he did, because you can't let that happen, and you definitely can't act like it's not happening.
That's some inexcusable behavior right there.
Cause we've seen acts like, and she thugged it out. We've seen acts like quit tours, like Jay-Z quit the No Way Out tour because it was. I don't think it was the crowd. I think it was the tour itself was treating him very well. But like we've seen acts do that, like Wayne, like I said, Wayne. Cut a show. We've seen artists just quit tours.
And
so
these artists, see that. At the end of the day, these artists are human beings.
Yeah, they work hard, man. And being on tour is rough.
It's rough, for sure.
It's not as glamorous as it sounds. Like being on tour is really rough. Like, and so that can't help. So I hate to see the space that we're in. The internet is a very weird place.
It really is, bro.
Today is a weird place.
It really is.
On to football.
Yeah, I'm about to say on to football. Any NFL playoff wild card weekend, man. Hey, all my picks went through. I had the Texans, C.J. Stroud.
That was surprising to me.
He's honestly, bro. I really might go out and say
I like C.J. Stroud.
He might have the greatest quarterback rookie year that I've seen personally.
Over Andrew Luck.
That I've seen personally. He's going crazy. Yeah. In my opinion, because you do have the Andrew Luck, Russell Wilson, and RG3, Mahomes.
RG3.
I do feel like he is one of them ones, bro. He's one of them ones. And
he loves Jesus.
And guess what? Puka Nacua from the Rams,
yeah,
dog.
He's like that.
Dog.
He is a dog.
That's a steal. The Rams went crazy with that one.
He was a 5th rounder.
Yeah, 5th rounder.
Come on, that's BYU. That's understandable.
That's a steal.
Yeah, but
all my picks went through Texans. All right, Texans. The Lions won. That was a great game. One thing I don't agree with, bro, that I didn't put on here, or what I did, fans booing Matthew Stafford.
Yeah,
y'all bugging. Now Detroit, I understand where y'all at right now. I'm happy that y'all, because this has been a 30-year drought. I'm happy with y'all got to where y'all got. But don't forget, Matthew Stafford's the same one who got Calvin Johnson, one of the greatest receivers in the Hall of Fame. He also just won the Super Bowl and got Cooper Kupp his triple crown. Now he got Puka Nacua. Let's give Matthew Stafford his credit, because Matthew Stafford also wasn't selected for Pro Bowls because their team was wasn't as good. But he was throwing for 41 touchdowns and about 5,000 yards. Don't forget what he's done for Detroit as well too.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest Matthew Stafford guy, but I don't think he deserved to be booed in Detroit. He did a lot for the city of Detroit. That they didn't do a good job of building a great team around him. So
simple as that. And now you see, if he was to have a Dan Campbell, I think the results will still be the same.
Yeah.
You feel me? I think they'll still be the same.
And I'm not even sure how that relationship ended. Did he get traded or did he leave?
They traded. They traded for each other. You remember?
So it's like I don't know how you can boo a guy that was traded away. Right. It's not like he left. Like y'all traded him away.
I traded him away. Y'all got Jared Goff, and y'all doing successful things now. Yeah. And they got Matthew Stafford, and they won the Super Bowl. Come on now, don't.
They're probably just mad because he won with them.
Don't gas
it.
Not with Detroit,
but it's whatever.
Guess what?
But I did not expect the Cowboys to get.
Cowboys gonna do what the Cowboys do, bro.
That was insane.
You know that.
I take back every bad thing I said about Jordan Love. I had not been paying attention to the Packers, so I did not realize since week 11 he had been throwing 18 touchdowns and 1 interception. I did not realize he had been playing that well, but I saw it firsthand last night. I was like, yo. Yep. This kid is nice.
The league is in good hands, bro.
I take back every bad thing I said about that kid. He's nice.
He's nice, bro. Yeah, Dallas going to do what Dallas do, bro.
I definitely said Dallas was going to throw 2 picks. I didn't think it was going to happen in the first half. He actually threw 4, but I definitely had him for 2.
He going to do.
He technically threw 4. They dropped 2 of them.
For sure. But Dallas going to do what Dallas do. It's nothing.
If you didn't listen, for those who did not watch that game, do not let that score fool you.
Yeah, for sure.
It was not close. It was 48-16 with 6 minutes left in the fourth.
Yep.
All right, and then they
garbage points,
empty calorie stats and whatnot. So don't be fooled by that, man. And it's always good to see, but man, I didn't.
And the Dolphins. I already knew the Dolphins gonna win in that windshield. The negative 0 degrees.
It was people out there with no shirt on. I'm like, you don't catch pneumonia and die.
Y'all wasn't getting that.
That Bills game's not gonna get played today.
I think that Bills game will get played.
They said this morning they were still feeling.
I hope it get played. I got a parlay in, bro. I have a parlay in. I had money line Detroit. I had money line Texans. I had money line Chiefs, and I had money line Buffalo. And I have and I had money line Packers, bro.
Let me see the weather.
I picked it, boy. That
I just
parlay
don't
put
see it because they
crazy.
said they woke up this morning. They were still filled with snow.
Yeah, and they still was cleaning out the stadium.
Yeah,
I don't know how
like
they gonna do that. I don't know how they.
If it's still snowing in New York, it's not. Well, no, today's which it won't. But I'm like, how they gonna get all? If it was still snow this morning,
but we got to think.
How
about
they gonna get that snow out by?
But we got to think about it too. Buffalo and certain places like Buffalo, Massachusetts, we've experienced this. They react to snow differently because they used to it. So
but they gotta get it cleared out by 4:30.
I still think they could do it, but I hopefully because I want to see that game. Also, the games that haven't been played, and shout out to MLK. It's MLK Day. Eagles and the Bucks.
I think the Eagles are gonna get tore up, and I don't think it's because the Bucks are extremely good. I think the Eagles, they're going through some locker room stuff, and they're in shambles, and they're gonna come out there undisciplined, unready. Like AJ Brown has quit on them.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
I don't see him coming back.
He has quit on them, which is like it says a lot about his character. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what was said. But to quit on your team like that is crazy. Because at first it was, not talking to the media. Mm-hmm. Then it was deleting on yourself on social media. Then it was not going to practice. Now it's, he got a knee injury. Like
even previously, before that, he with the telltale sign was y'all were 10-1, but also he was going back and forth with Jalen Hurts in a lot of those games because he didn't have a lot of touches, and Devontae Smith was getting more touches. Come on now, certain behavior you can't have.
I don't know all the details. I'm not in the locker room, but he quit on them. Mm-hmm. He just quit on them. I think there's a lot going on in that locker room, and I think that's what's going to do them in. I don't think Baker Mayfield got them to the playoffs, so that shout out to him. But I don't think that the Bucks are better than the Eagles. But the way the Eagles have been playing lately and what they're going through right now, I just don't think they're going to come out in the right mindset, ready to play a football.
Correct.
And I think it's going to do them in. That's just me.
It is. It is. Like you said, the locker room issues, we understand how that could play a factor, especially in a team sport like football. And when y'all are not on the same page, it's evident, man. It's definitely
Did you see the situation in Chicago with the Bulls?
No, what happened?
So they had the Ring of Honor that night. Mm-hmm. I think it was for Jerry Krause or whatever, who passed away years ago. Mm-hmm. So it was supposed to be a big night because everyone was hoping to see Mike and Scotty in the same room after all this drama after Scotty talked to mess, after MJ dating his ex-wife. Yeah. Neither one of them were there. I was like, all right, okay. They knew that was going to get unchy. So they avoided each other. MJ had a video message. He sent it. Robin didn't make it either. But so they called Jerry Krause's name, and Bulls fans started booing. And his wife is there, and she's like in tears. And it's like, that's just so horrible to do. They're playing the Warriors. So Steve Kerr I think Steve Kerr might have been.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, that was horrible to see. And I get it. Like, watching The Last Dance, I get it. Jerry Krause may not have been the best person or whatever. But without him, those 6 championships don't happen.
Those championships don't happen.
Don't happen.
Let's be real.
I don't think
Phil
you can fully blame him for the team being broken up. He told Reisenhower to do it, and Reisenhower being the owner listened to him. Reisenhower's the owner. Mm-hmm. He let Jerry get in his ear and made him do that. That was much more Reisenhower than it was on Jerry. Mm-hmm. So like, and I get it, but it's like to boo that man who is dead and gone, who is a very intricate part of you guys being a dynasty. To boo that man and his wife being in the stands, that's just classless. It's just tasteless
and tasteless.
I didn't agree with that. I was just like, man, like that had to have been hard for her. Like that's just horrible.
Yeah, because no matter how you personally feel, with his contributions is set in stone.
Yeah, you can't take away his loved one is there. Like I don't
like that.
Like, I didn't know that she's already the fact he's already gone and she's there trying to receive the honor for him. Y'all do that to her. I hope that the Bulls organization tries to do something else to make it up to her because she didn't deserve that, and neither did Jerry, to be honest. But because you had fans booing man. That was something that happened over the weekend as well.
I didn't even know that happened, but
yeah, that was insane.
Yeah, I understand that, and really shout out to MLK, Martin Luther King Jr.
Yes, sir.
Love you, Martin Luther King, because for real, he has really. If without his contributions, who's to say we will be at this place that we are today? Nope. It's a lot of things that are going on still today. One person just can't erase everything that's going on, but his contributions speak volumes. And I also don't like the people that always get to say, well, if Malcolm's, his ideologies, Martin, whatever you may think, they both contributed to something that.
I got 2 white students in my room. I know that wouldn't be a thing if it wasn't for Martin Luther King.
Right, it's monumental. So give him his credit. And I think one thing that we have to stop doing as well too, something that's going on. Stop mentioning Coretta's name and everything within y'all relationship. Stop mentioning Coretta's name. That's distasteful. That's tasteless and disrespectful as well. Oh, she's my Coretta. Come on now, stop it. You don't know what she had to go through, what she went through, and based on what y'all show today in relationships, don't ever compare yourself to Coretta.
The Jonathan Major jokes have been hilarious though. I will admit, I've been laughing at those.
And he had lost his mind too to get on there and talk about some daggone Coretta. Look here, you going through something that you gonna bring up Coretta.
Jonathan Major's jokes have been hilarious.
Come on now. He lost his daggone mind. And I wanted to touch on this briefly. I didn't, want to stay on this. But as of right now, Department of Justice is seeking the death penalty against the Buffalo supermarket shooter. And he was seen recently crying because they were just stating that it may be a death penalty. You ain't have no tears when you walked up in there and killed 10 African Americans and
I didn't even know about this.
And now their families. And this happened a few years ago.
Oh, yeah.
You don't understand what their family's going through, and now you got tears. Now you find a way to have some tears.
Yeah.
Nah,
I'm never a fan of the death penalty, but I hear what you're saying.
I'm not a fan of it.
It's not a time for you to get to cry.
But also, you want to have.
You were out there taking lives.
Now you want to have some tears in your eyes.
Yeah, right.
Nah, hell no.
You got to stand on it, man.
Hell no. Yeah, stand on that list. Keep that same energy.
You got to stand on what you did.
Keep that same energy. Man, hey, another amazing episode. Y'all, let us know y'all picks for this NFL playoffs. I still do have the Ravens and the 49ers going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's my pick for Super Bowl.
I know it's going to be some great games. Also, I would love to see the Texans face the Ravens if they do play each other. One team you can't count out is the Chiefs, but we shall see.
Definitely.
We shall see. Another amazing episode of the Faison View Podcast, man. Make sure you guys tune in.